Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Kevin. Today is Sunday, the 17th of January, 2021. I've got some good cards for you today, and I hope you're well. I hope so far in the morning, you had good night's sleep, good rest. I think I did. Um, yeah, I did. It's all good. Let's see. Here we're all switched on. We've all got going on. I'm seeing blue lights, so camera's working, lights are working. I have to check. So what have we got on plans for today? It's cold here in Carolinas. Um, Supposedly snow in the higher elevations. Not that I'm a weatherman, but here's what I find interesting about the weather. It's unpredictable, and there could be a forecast saying, well, we're going to do this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And recently I've noticed it doesn't, not in the way that whether people would like it to, it just doesn't. Which I find quite amusing. It's quite a giggle that with all this so-called expensive Doppler equipment and radar and this and that, that you think that they get some of the weather predictions right, but no, not so much. Okay. All right, so let's get on with today's message and meditation because it's a good one. So I'm going to go into here. There we go. So I was shuffling, and as I do, I sort of light my candle and just sit quietly, and I use the singing bowl that I have here, just like this, just to raise vibration, I think, and just center. I think it's sometimes when you've got that. For me, it just helps. And I'm shuffling away, shuffling away, shuffling away, and usually I'm concentrating on, what's the message for today? What can we let people know? Recently, there's been a jumper, one that jumps out. So the first card that jumped out for me this morning was the Guardian Angel. And I immediately thought to myself, well, I think this one is for me. Because I was speaking with a guardian angel, bringing them around in the last 2-3 days. I've had some unexpected delays, which, the messages and the cards have said, delays in the form of I was expecting to move suites where my business is, and there have been a series of delays, failed inspections, etc., etc., which is sort of normal in a way that we have a bunch of excuses as to why it takes longer. I think I spoke yesterday about delays, things taking longer than they should. So I understood it. I just wanted to get clarity that this is in my highest good. I never got any message that it was not for my highest good, that I shouldn't do this. What I did get was everything's in good timing, and the time will be right for the things to happen. So this first card, this Guardian Angel card, popped up, and I thought, oh, everything's on track, everything's the way it's supposed to be. So then I shuffled again, in assuming that this Guardian Angel card was for me. And quickly what popped out was cut the cord. Okay, so my question is, well, do I cut the cord? What's the deal with this? And it didn't make sense. Then move over to the other card, the other Oracle card, the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reid. And first card was the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, which has been the second time this week, paying attention to the finer details, looking at everything over, and just being with that. So you add these together and you start to develop a picture of how is this moving into what today's message is going to be. And then finally, the High Lord. I felt like drawing the fourth one, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So then I'm getting goosebumps. So here we go. So we know the goosebumps is that the spirits are here to, um, sometimes it is to fortify, to reinforce, to say yes, you're exactly right. So pulling these four cards together, I'll go one by one and link them as to how I can get a message and a meditation from it. Thank you. Um, the guardian angel. Every single one of us has one. We've had a guardian angel with us since we were created, beyond the physical DNA coming together of mother and father and child. If you believe in a higher consciousness, if you believe that you are a spirit, a soul, that part of you that's magical, that part of you that is just not attached to anything, the worry and all the daytime human experiences, then you get that. That energy, that soul energy, that spirit energy is right now having a human experience, which a lot of folks don't get, because to have a human experience means we have to sort of let go of part of the spiritual, soulful, psychic, all of those things. We have to sort of put that somewhere so that we can use this human vehicle and mix with other humans and come together as a whole to make something big happen. Right. Cut the cord. So your spirit guide, your guardian angel, the one that's been you, the one that knows you, has to be invited in. This is where angel work is so pivotal, in so much that when we're having a human experience, my belief, you can have your own belief, but when we have a human experience, we have to experience things on a human level. So which is why a lot of things as children, small ones, we don't quite understand, because the spirit, the soul, just goes and does it, manifests quickly, and the vibration is so much quicker, so things don't get held up, delay, time. When you invite your guardian angel in, you're asking them to help you with certain things, and you're grateful for them being there, and grateful for the fact that you may be lost. And I want you to think at a time and a place where you felt like, oh, here's down this side now, my right side, so I know they're here. Where you felt like you were lost, and you felt like you're not sure about anything and everything, and there was no tangible way to find the answer. Think about a time in your life where somehow, some way, you had to make it through, and you did it. You got it. You found it. Maybe you lost something and you found it. Maybe you needed something, you weren't sure how in the world you were going to get it, and you got it. That for me is like a bill. I have a bill due on Monday, and that's the deadline. And on Sunday, I don't know where that's coming from, but lo and behold, here it comes. Those are instances where your spirit self is attracting it. It's basically saying it's okay. So how does this play out right now? Ask your guardian angel to come in. Be grateful that they're here with you, holding you up and keeping you above the line, above that mucky, gooky energy that is everywhere. We have to play the difference between the good and the not so good. And the not so good is a balance. We have to choose. We're here in these human experiences to choose. And I think that for the universe, this bigger spectrum of energy, they have to make way for everything. Everything has to have its just parts, and everything has to have its balance. You have to appreciate the not so good to really be grateful for the good stuff. So in the second card that comes, the energy of cutting the cords. So how did this play out for me, and why is this important? For you to have something bigger, greater, more, if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to expand your emotional self, your physical self, your job, your relationship, anything in your life that is of great expansion, which now is the opportunity to do it because everything is up in the air and everywhere, you gotta let go of the stuff that has stopped you before. Self-doubt, people that doubt you. We talked about that yesterday. The naysayers, the ones that want to bring you down, basically Klingons. You got to cut the cords that bind you to negative people, places, situations, stories, all of that. And the benefit of doing it is because you're in a human experience, you get to replace it with something that's better for you. You know, if you look at folks who are looking to perhaps become healthier, which right now at this time of the year is typical, because there's this consciousness that during the holidays we were consuming unhealthy foods, participating in too much sugar or too much alcohol, too much addictive type of food and drinks. Well, if you don't do that, then you won't need to worry about January coming along and you needed to lose a few pounds. Overindulgence, that's like eating a bit more, drinking a bit more than you would normally. But why is that such a problem? That's cutting the binds or cutting the ties and the cords. That part of seeing it as a problem isn't helping to alleviate it. It is a question of, well, you did it, you were grateful for it, what's the big deal? Now, okay, it's time to cut the crap, cut the rubbish, move on to something else. As opposed to the limiting belief that you've done something wrong, shouldn't have done it, didn't need to do it. You did it, own it, claim it, move on. Cutting the cords is owning up. Cutting the cords is finding a new way of being more productive, which is what you're doing now, 5 something in the morning, meditating, getting a message, building your day, building a magnificent life that you actually were purposed to do. So those are those two. Use your guardian angels to help you cut the cords to bad habits. Know that they're there for you. Know that they're there listening to you. Know that they're there to help you, give you strength, all of those things. So how does the ringmaster of scrutiny come in? Discernment, clear vision, and details. I would suggest, I'm not saying for sure, you might hear things, see things, be asked an opinion about things that's going on. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? This week I had a client sit in the chair who said, we're not going to talk about Mr. T. and proceeded to continue talking about them. Okay. Lightfully, heartedly, I said, well, for somebody that you didn't want to talk about, you sure have had a lot to say, and I'm happy to listen. The ringmaster of scrutiny teaches us that we can listen generously, openly, lovingly, and compassionately, but we do not have to agree. So you may be challenged in the next week or so to hear, see, listen to, and perhaps believe in something that at the core of your being, at the depth of your soul, at that intuitive place, doesn't line up. So these are where these cards come in. The guardian angel is going to bring your truth sayer. It doesn't quite add up. So you go inward and you're like, well, I probably need a little bit more information about that. That's not a problem. You get quiet, you get still, you close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, look for the highest information that's right for you and everybody that you love and care about. Cut the cords to people who are trying to knock you down a different path, and perhaps they've influenced a friend of yours, doesn't mean to say they have to influence you. Here's what I know about fear. If I can, not that I do this, if somebody can convince you that if you don't do this, that's going to happen. Well, you know in your heart of hearts, if you put your hand on a hot oven, you get burned. You need somebody else to tell you that. If you park your vehicle in a disabled parking spot and you don't have the right to do that, you could get a traffic ticket. You don't need somebody to tell you that. But if somebody's trying to convince you that the world is going to come to an end if you don't send money here or buy into this or get that, or like several years ago, folks who dug into the ground and created underground bunkers and loaded it up with stockpiled food and supplies. Okay, so that's not something, if it doesn't feel right for you, doesn't feel, I mean, I don't say that's wrong. There are people that believe it. I, for one, in my heart of hearts, I'm not digging a hole down in the ground and building somewhere to go live down there. No, thank you. That's not what I'm about. These are the things I'm talking about. You can call them whatever you want. They've all got labels. Cutting the ties that bind you to all of that is part of, well, that's not really what I feel like is going on. Remember, whatever's being told to you was told to that person. So it's not necessarily go shoot the messenger, figure out where the message came from, and does the message have any validity to it? You know when you look out the window what the weather's doing. You can probably understand and get the fact that, well, the weather's like this here. It's probably going to be like this 60, 70 miles away. Ringmaster of Scrutiny. A clear vision and pay attention to the details. But that also means replacing the details that aren't working with details that do work. If you've got a plan, and I know you do, get into the details of that plan. Replace the static nonsense of it doesn't make sense. No sense means I can't make sense of that, with something that does make sense. If you feel like you would like to learn something new and something's attracting you, a new course of study, and it doesn't have to be a degree, it could be, I want to write a book, I want to read a book, I want to learn how to build furniture, I would like to learn how to sew, I would like to learn how to prepare food better, I would like to learn all this, I would like to learn about real estate, I would like to learn how land survey works, I would like to learn about higher consciousness, I would like to learn how to communicate with spirit guides and angels. All of these things that you're looking to do that elevate, that educate and move you forward, that's where you get into the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, where look at the details, get a clear vision forward, and balance out this is not making any sense over here, this is a whole bunch of noise, but this is making sense. Finally, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, which is this last card right here on the end. To get anything, to receive anything, to be given anything, is an act of gifting, compassion, love from another person. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service is reminding us all to be grateful. You will be rewarded handsomely, as I have, in many different ways. Not so much financial. Most people in the former culture, and I'm talking about former culture before COVID, before the middle of the summer, that's former culture, believed that money was power, that more money you got, the more power you had. Well, look right now. It doesn't matter how much money person A, B, C, or D got. If they have this wretched virus, they're no different to somebody else. It's all the same. So if you look at it in that regard, wow, we have no discrimination. This worldwide issue isn't discriminating between people. It's not choosing this one over that one because of the money they got in the bank. So finances and money is a form of power. It's a form of energy. If you're grateful for the home that you live in, the vehicle that you're driving, you earned it. You went out and serviced, or you did a job of work, or you did something that got you the paycheck that allowed you to purchase it. These are the things that you are grateful for. Be grateful for the ability to create, grateful for the ability to serve other people, grateful for the ability to love unconditionally, whether it's a dog or a cat, a sister, a mother, a brother. Gratitude in being able to have that sense of love and compassion is huge. Gratitude that everything that you've wanted, the food that you're eating, the meals that you've got, you earned it, you deserve it, but you're grateful that it is presented to you. Grateful for the person at the grocery store who's bagging your groceries. Grateful for the fact that the grocery store's open and still selling. And the person who delivered it, and the person who offloaded it from the truck, and the person who ordered it. These are little tiny things that when someone's doing something, whether they do it to you or more global, you're grateful. And it is not so much, you can list it, it isn't so much listing one thing at a time. Grateful for this. Yes, start with yourself and move out. It's having that sense of gratitude, that sense of, wow, living with grace, living with honor, living with humility, living in that space of that, the energy of it. When you do that, you're honoring all of the other 3 cards in here. You're honoring the ringmaster of scrutiny because you're paying attention to the small details. You're honoring cutting the cords of entitlement, of selfishness, of, well, you need to give it to me now, I want it now, that demanding type of attitude. You'll cut the cords to that. And you're honoring your guardian angel who wants nothing but the best for you. Invite them in. That's how I've interpreted all these things. Beginning with the Lord of Gratitude is saying, pay attention to the details. Cut the cords to things that are not grateful, that are dishonoring other people, that are not for your highest good and the highest good of other people, and use your guardian angel if you're confused. Now, I could have said all that in 30 seconds. I didn't have to go into this big half an hour talk. Right, so now on to our reading Melody Beattie's book. Let's see. I haven't opened this yet. Let's see if the 17th of January matches up with what the 4 cards say. It says, awaken the world around you. There is a universe outside your door, waiting to touch you, soothe you, heal you. There is an entire world out there waiting to help you, open your heart and nurture your soul. The universe wants to teach you things, show you things, help you come more alive than you've ever been before. Open your eyes, open your senses, open your heart, walk out your door, wear a mask and wash your hands. Look around, you'll be drawn, you'll be shown, and you'll be guided. Your heart will lead you to what you need. Listen, look, feel. You are connected to the universe. Let the universe bring you all the healing you need. Let the universe bring you alive. Awaken the world around you and you'll awaken yourself. I like that. I like that a whole lot. Awaken the world around you and you'll awaken yourself. I feel very much so that we are in a consciousness in a world right now that is hell-bent on control. Some people are losing their you-know-what because they feel like they're out of control. Other people want to control other people. It's it's a bit like holding on way too tight. Learning to ease up, take it easy, surround yourself with people that are a little hippy dippy. And really, seriously, people that make you giggle and laugh, that lifts vibration. That will attract other people. And I really do believe that when you come from that space, everything's possible. Nothing's limited. Thank you. Yes, when you just really lift up and open up and be that, eventually, and maybe immediately, you might find someone that says, "How are you so happy, go lucky, and joyful?" Because I choose to be easy. How are you so happy, joyful, uplifted, grateful in that great happy space? Because you choose to be. It's a choice. That's what we have. The freedom to choose what we want. And that can include that. And you can probably suggest to somebody who's lost, who's frightened, who's having this fear of losing control. How do I do that? You can invite yourself, not assume that they want you to just say, well, if you'd like, I'd be willing to show you. And are you willing to do the work? That's the thing. There's a lot of people that want to push that easy button. I've done it. I'm like, oh, this has got to be an easier way than this. Got to be a faster way to get there. And some things take time. Imagine if somebody's in their darkest despair of all this, loaded up, it's heavy. That's a lot of burden to offload. Start with the simplest thing that they know they can offload. Watch that. Oh, they got that far, and applaud it. You did it. Here's your first step. Everybody wants to go from A to Z without the other parts of the alphabet. We would all love that. You can do it eventually. What did I learn when I was doing in fashion and hair? It came from way back. Alexander McQueen repeated it, but there was somebody before him that said it. Something to do with, it's about mastery. Oh, yes. There's nothing wrong with breaking the rules, but if you want to break the rules, you have to know how the rules or why the rules were in place to begin with. That's the important part. You want to cut corners. You want to find a quicker, faster route. You have to know how that route was constructed to begin with to have the ability to cut steps. Done. Let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor. And for this morning, let's honor guides, angels, cutting cards. My hands are going to be on my heart. And I'm going to start with a treatment. Treatment being like offering up a prayer. Take a big breath in to start with. Release and let go. Cobwebs, energy. Another breath in. Release, let go. And then this last one in, fill up and hold. Fill more up. Bit more. And then delicately, gently release, let go. All the energy that doesn't serve you, that's been used up. Angels and higher guides of the universe, thank you for reminding us of your presence and showing us, sharing with us what we need to know. We are all open to listen and to receive. And give thanks that you have cut the ties that bind us to people, places, situations, stories, energies that are no longer for our highest good or the highest good of what we're about to do. We give thanks for the clarity, for the wisdom, and for this moment forward, all is good in our lives and the lives of those we love. So be it, and so shall it be. Focus your mind on the soles of your feet. I'm grateful that the earth beneath your feet is holding up the structure that you're inside. Get a sense at the core of the earth, the deep, strong, crystal-lined layer of the earth's crust has the ability to ground you, has the ability to transform all of the negativity, darkness, limiting beliefs, worry, the fiery core of the earth itself can burn and extinguish all that is no longer serving your highest good. Move your mind and your consciousness up your legs, the lower leg bone that supports your shin and your calf muscle, your knee joint, that allows your upper leg bone and your lower leg bone to move, to turn, take your mind and your consciousness out to the surface of your skin of your legs. The muscles of your inner and outer thighs. Focus on your sitting bones in your buttocks. And the gluteus muscles that give you cushion and strength to sit. Move your consciousness up to your pelvis. Your pelvis that delightfully balances your left and right legs through your hip socket. Focus on your tailbone and your lower back. The first hinge that lets you bend from the waist. The strength of the bones of your lumbar spine to support your inner organs and keep your body your torso upright. Lift your attention and your focus up to your thoracic spine area. Grateful and open that this part of your spine supports the cage of your ribs. The cartilage and tissue between each rib lifts and lower, expands and contracts. And how your ribs support your lungs and your heart and the delicate organs that are responsible for your human life form. Lift up, focus on your collarbone, your shoulder sockets, the left side and the right side that support your upper arm bones, your elbows. Both forearms and both wrists, and the delicate bones, arteries of your wrists that are brilliantly responsible for moving the fingers in your hand. Focus on the delicate bones, ligaments, muscles of your fingers, being mindful and grateful of how they allow you to grip. The ability to draw and to paint, to push and to pull. And focus on the many ways your hands and your fingers work to support you. Lift your mind up to the area of your throat, your voice box, the bones of your neck that support your skull. And the muscles of your lower jaw that lift and lower. The brilliant movement of your tongue, the shape of your mouth that allow you to use your voice. Lift up to your nose and your cheekbones, your ears and your eye socket, all aspects of your skull. Be mindful and conscious of how your skull supports and protects your brain. And focus on how the tissues of your brain and your mind send back messages from one side traveling to the other. And how the nervous system uses your spinal cord and your spinal fluid to automatically communicate with your physical body to create movement, to automatically move without deliberate consciousness. Be with the experience that your entire physical body communicates autonomously and be with the experience that through conscious choice and divine action, the vibrational energy that connects you to the higher purpose energy of the universe to physically perform actions and the ability to be of great service. The vast ability to be of great service to yourself. The ability to choose a purpose. Each choice, each task, each purpose being part of this journey that your spirit, your soul, the essence and energy of you is on. Know and be of the belief that through the great expansion of your physical body, through the spirit of intention, your mind and your consciousness is being expanded. And through this great expansion, so too will your abilities to be of service and perform. Be with the experience of openness, of willingness to listen and receive, clear direction and truth. And for the last remaining few breaths, have and be with the experience that you are far greater, far more accomplished, far more qualified than the sum of all your limiting beliefs. Gently bring your mind and your consciousness back to your physical environment. Place your hands at prayer heart center. Lift your thumb knuckles between your eyebrow center. And together we bow. Say namaste. Thank you very much. I hope that's been helpful. I hope that you got clear with there's something bigger, greater at stake for you. And you have the ability to choose what you want to choose. You are who you are. Brilliant. Capable. Yeah. So, have a great Sunday. Use the day to get clear with what you want, what you're looking to achieve. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. Lots of love. Bye.